Bigger. Why do they always have to go bigger?
Jurassic World Dominion is not the worst movie in the franchise, but it's definitely not the best. The worst is still reserved for Jurassic Park 3, with Jurassic World Dominion finishing at a close second. Based off the trailers and the talk surrounding the sixth installment of the Jurassic franchise, I was expecting a movie that really touched on the coexistence of humans and the dinosaurs and what it's like for us to be at the bottom of the food chain. But boy, was I wrong. What I did get though was a Jurassic World's version of PETA, but for dinosaurs. A plot that was muddied down by genetic DNA babble again and again and again. 30 years later, and we haven't learned our lesson. The franchise has been the literal definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. 30 years later, 6 movies in, and we're still messing around with Mother Nature and getting the same outcome. And that is nature always wins. The plot aside, they decided to bring back some old faces to get that oh so sweet nostalgia fix. And let me be the first to tell you, it didn't work. We get a small bit of exposition dump from Alan and Ellie, but nothing of any significance. Just enough so that the writers can kind of build a romantic chemistry relationship between the two that absolutely goes nowhere. Why are they here? What are they doing? Where have they been in the last 20 years? We find out none of this. We find out nothing. This was a total waste. Their roles could have been filled by anyone with a basic biology degree. Neither Alan or Ellie's expertise was needed or used within the film. Their appearance was purely based off of nostalgia. It does appear that the fish are biting because the movie just grossed over $143 billion. I myself was even caught up in this because I wanted to see how they would implement these guys in the film. But once you get into the story, you quickly realize you've been had. 2 hours later, I still have no idea what was the plot and what was the film for. The writers also tried to toss some new age lingo in because apparently Malcolm has been sliding into Ellie's DMs. In a film about dinosaurs and possibly the extinction of the human race, the writers decide to toss in this one line. Anyway, where are the T-Rex? In 30 years of this franchise, we've only seen 2 T-Rex. They're literally the kings of the jungle at this point, but they never show up. I was expecting lots of action from them, a lot of destruction and things like that, but alas, I got none of that. Area 99 is also back. This is the film's version of quote unquote, we need to restore the power and the switches are in the worst place possible. This is something that has happened in every single movie, but it was done best in the first film. And every movie thereafter tried to replicate it, but it just continued to get worse and worse every single time. It's been 30 years with billions of dollars spent on genetic research, and we can't get a stable and secure power grid. I mean, that actually sounds about right. In every single film, there's always this genetically altered dinosaur, the largest that the world has ever seen. And you can basically insert whatever species of dinosaur you like at this point. In this case, it's the Giganosaurus Rex, which was a complete letdown. It entered with a thud and left on a whimper. And that's enough said about that because I was really disappointed in how the big bad entered and left the arena. Now that the film has ended, and it appears to be the last one in the franchise, or at least until Hollywood decides to reboot it again, this film franchise can now be put to rest with all the other franchises that were good in the beginning, but ultimately turned into money grabs in the end. Rest in peace, Jurassic World. You get a 7 out of 10.
See? Not so bad.
Originally, my score was going to be a 6 out of 10, but I sat back and I started to just think about some of the set pieces and some of the action that happened in the film, and it was good. And I feel like people will enjoy this film. You're going to have a split camp. Either you going to compare it continuously to the original and be disappointed, or you're going to just take it for what it is and it's a new age version of Jurassic Park with a little bit of nostalgia put in. And you probably could enjoy it. But for me, it was a 7 out of 10. And like I said, my original score was 6, so I bumped it up a little bit just because I think people can enjoy it. And it is definitely a low maintenance film. But with that said, my name's Lincoln. This is the RPG Show. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date with every single video and review that I put out in the future. Until next time, guys, peace.